Hello and welcome to Walk the Pod, your daily walking show where I take my podcast for a walk because I don't have a dog. Thanks for coming out walking with me. Please forgive my voice, which is a bit full of cold. This is the 7th episode of Series 50, Walk the Pod, where we're talking about gifts, creative gifts specifically, rather than the ones we exchange at birthdays and seasonal celebrations. I'm tempting you away from your desk at lunchtime to walk in nature for just 10 minutes. And today I want to consider gifts and the commitment needed to bring them to what you could call fruition. Welcome to Walk the Pod. Walking to the post box today to post some postcards to the Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club. The gorgeous humans who support the show and help me keep it going, subscribe to the various platforms I need to keep it on the air. Thank you very much indeed to all of them, and I'll say a big thank you to them properly at the end of the series as usual. So gifts, what I wanted to talk about today was a quote by Albert Einstein, who has a lot of quotes attributed to him, but this one is quite an interesting one. He said, if we judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, then it will grow up thinking it's stupid. And that got me thinking about how what we judge one another by is very much based on society and culture and what we value as a collective. But actually, that means it might take people a very long time to work out what they are actually gifted in, because it might be something quite obscure which is not valued in the society that they exist in. And so they might have to search around and try lots and lots of things in order to find out what their gift might be. We also need to give our gifts quite a lot of time and attention and commitment and focus in order to really do the time needed to make them what they could be for ourselves. In his book Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell talks about how 10,000 hours are necessary, and whether that is true or not, because there are some skeptics about that, as there are with everything. 10 years of dedication to something is often sort of banded around as a suitable amount of time to master something to the extent that one can call it a gift. All of which is to say, we have to centre our gifts in our lives in order to give them time, because, what with everything going on, all our commitments, all our dependence, all the things happening, all the things vying for our attention, the time dedicated to gifts is going to have to be sort of clawed out of everything else. It's not just going to make itself available, because time is increasingly scarce. I do feel like my voice is kind of giving up on me today, so thanks for bearing with, dear friends. That's all I wanted to say about gifts today. We've got a couple more episodes before we wrap up the series, so if there's anything burning in your mind that I need to talk about regarding gifts, please let me know. Go to walkthepod.com, press the button marked leave a message for Walk the Pod. Leave me 90 seconds of your beautiful voice via SpeakPipe, or send me an email, walkthepod@gmail.com. What can I see directly in front of me? Well, it is a sort of slightly overcast day. I would say literally partially overcast, because as I look up into the sky, half of the sky approximately is blue and the other half is grey, low, heavy cloud. Looks like it's going to rain. And we talked in a previous series about octas of cloud. If you divide the sky into 8 pieces, how many of those 8 pieces are covered in cloud? And I would say about half of them today. Little breeze in the air. I can hear a bird chirping from a nearby tree. A few cars going past, but it's pretty quiet around my local streets where I live. And not very many people around either, because it's not a beautiful day. People are not frolicking outside. People are inside with cups of tea doing their day jobs, hunched over laptops and gazing at an array of screens that they've connected to their computer in order to be able to see things on many, many screens at once, which is one of the great joys of modern workplaces. Get to see a spreadsheet on 12 screens and go, look, I can see everything on this spreadsheet all at once without having to do any scrolling, which is quite amusing. There's a post van just going past there. Royal Mail with neon yellow and red stripes on it, giving it a sense of urgency that I think the British postal system doesn't have, if we're being honest. So it is a sort of quiet day, I think it's fair to say. And it is, of course, Gratitude Tuesday as well. So if you celebrate Gratitude Tuesday, and I highly recommend that you do, we take Tuesday to record things we're grateful for, we feel grateful for. And the recording once a week of those things that we feel grateful for helps us to notice things that we can be grateful for the rest of the time. I walk past this beautiful pink rose, which looks a bit like a teacup and smells absolutely beautiful. And I think to myself, well, that's something I can talk about on Gratitude Tuesday, because it doesn't matter how small the thing that we want to talk about is. If it is something we feel grateful for, we can mention it. So it's very clever in that it slightly tricks your brain into noticing the good things as well as the things that are difficult, the paperwork we have to fill in, the backache we've been feeling all day, the fact that we woke up at midnight thinking it must be 6 a.m. and couldn't get back to sleep, all the things that are much more fun to rant and rave and moan and whinge about. Gratitude Tuesday says, yes, okay, all of that, absolutely, granted, but what is good in the world? So we do play Gratitude Tuesday on the Discord server with the Walk the Pod Lunchtime Walk Club, and you can too, should you wish to join, by walkthepod.com. I also like to post photos of my favourite walking places there. We like to talk about science. We like to post pictures of ducks. Nobody actually commissioned that, it just sort of happened. And generally, it's an absolutely gorgeous community of people walking, potentially alone, but all over the world, and via the Walk the Pod message board together, which is a lovely, lovely thing. Apologies to those of you who noticed that yesterday's episode was 9 minutes 33 seconds and complained to me about that. And when I say those people, I mean Sam. Sam, I'm sorry the podcast was short yesterday. I'm going to make absolutely sure that it is not short today and you get your 10 minutes because you deserve your 10 minutes of walking in nature. So I'm doing my best to try and keep the podcast the length I say it will be. So it's supposed to be 10 minutes long, and you're absolutely right. If it's 9 minutes 33 seconds, I have shortchanged you by precisely 27 seconds of joy. So my apologies, my sincere apologies. all of which abject apology gets us to the 10-minute mark. Thank you very much indeed for walking with me this lunchtime in my slightly hysterical and full of cold state. Thank you for bearing with my voice, which is not working properly. And my breathing is not great because I have a respiratory condition in the first place, and then having a cold as well makes it even harder. So doubly grateful for Gratitude Tuesday, which stops me from whinging about it. Take care of your beautiful mind, yourselves and each other, and I'll be back with episode 8 of series 50 of Walk the Pod on creative gifts tomorrow.